In today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 tools that make repurposing content so much easier. So those 5 tools are Canva, Descript, a project management tool / a content bank, social media scheduler, and our newest tool in our toolbox, AI. So I typically use ChatGPT or Bard. I'm going to be showing you little snippets of how I use each of these tools to make repurposing my content so much easier. So we're going to flip the camera around and I'm going to be sharing screenshots of how I use each of these tools. The first tool that is up is Canva, and that is a graphic design tool. So I use it to make all my graphics, from my YouTube thumbnails to my Pinterest pins to what I'm using to promote on Instagram. Canva is my go-to tool for that. So let's check that out. Canva makes repurposing my content as well as making sure I'm getting the most out of any content that I publish by providing graphics that I can use on different platforms. One of the ways that Canva makes repurposing your content really easy is that you can have templates. So a lot of people get confused. You can have templates under your brand, under templates. They provide tons of templates that you can go through, created by people in the community. And you can, of course, use any of these for any kind of content you're creating as a base to get you started, but you also have your brand templates. So unless you have it under your brand as a template, you might not find it. So a lot of people get confused about that. So you actually a lot of times want to go to projects. And I really highly recommend that you use folders within Canva to make finding your templates and finding your projects really easy. For instance, set templates for different social medias and for promoting my blog or for promoting my YouTube. Canva makes really easy to reuse anything to another platform is by their resizing. You can resize anything to any other size. You do have to do a little tweaking, and I actually do have a video last week that shows you step by step of resizing any kind of graphic in Canva. You can check that out to go a little deeper. I love Canva because there's all these templates that you can easily use. You can make reels, you can make Pinterest idea pins, you can make anything you want out of the content that you already have. And then that paired with Descript, being able to just cut and paste portions of the video out or cutting and pasting those little clips out. The next tool is Descript, and that tool is a video editing tool that has totally changed my life when it comes to video. It makes editing your videos so much easier. So let me show you. One tool that has been a big game changer in me being able to easily repurpose my video content, my YouTubes, is Descript. So Descript allows you to not only edit video itself by merely cutting and pasting. So it cuts out the actual video and the words. So that makes it so much easier to be able to edit any video. It's so much faster than any other video editing software I've ever tried. The other thing that makes it really nice is you get this transcript. If you want to just post a portion of your video, you can easily do that. You can actually copy and paste any portion of the video and come over here and go back to projects, hit new. Okay, now I just have a little snippet of that video that I can edit how I want. You can also cut the video. There's a lot of different things. I'm not going to go super deep into how to use Descript, but there's a lot of different things that you can use about it. A big thing is being able to export your transcript. And I use this often along with ChatGPT or Bard to further repurpose my content. So I'm easily able to take this transcript and use it in those programs for it to pull out little snippets and things that I can use in Reels or Instagram carousels. I also reuse all my Reels to Pinterest. So those are idea pins. So I can easily take ideas out of the videos I'm making and make them into text-based idea pins. Having access to easily edit the videos this way, as well as having access to the transcripts of these videos, makes repurposing it so much easier. Not to mention, if I want to turn it into a blog post, I already have a lot of the written content down. Of course, I have to format it, but it makes it so much easier just being able to have the transcript right in front of me and easily scroll through and take out snippets that I want out of that. A project management tool / a content bank. So having your content organized and at your fingertips is a must when it comes to repurposing your content and making sure you're getting the most out of the content you're creating. I'm going to flip around and show you briefly my content calendar as well as my content bank, which I am now using Notion. But for many years, I used Trello, which I'm going to pop some videos below showing you those particular boards in Trello. I have some YouTube videos from prior, but right now I'm using Notion, so I'm going to show you a little sneak peek of Notion. Here is my Notion master content calendar. So this particular project in Notion houses all my content processes from planning to production. So let me show you on one of the cards. Here is a YouTube video that I made, and this is part of my monthly batching process. I not only have checklists for production and publishing, but I also have for promotion. So this is really making sure that I am promoting it in all the places that are part of my marketing strategy. Anytime I create a piece of core content, I am using it in as many places that make sense for my content strategy. I have a promotion checklist, and then I also have a Pinterest group board checklist. This is group boards that I'm involved in, and I make sure that it eventually gets published to all these boards, which I will show you in the section about social media scheduling. But this is my checklist, so I know I can look back at any piece of content and I know where I've promoted it at. The other core piece of your project management tool should be a content bank. So this is where you keep anything that you've published in terms of whatever your core content is, whether that's blog post or YouTube or podcast, whatever. So I have a mix of blog posts and YouTubes. And I can see not only where it's been promoted, but also I have the URL directly here. So if I'm using this in any way, maybe I'm sticking it into a newsletter or I'm in a Facebook group and somebody asks a question, I'm like, oh, I have a great blog post about that. I can easily grab the URL from here. I can also easily filter this by tag. And if I have a certain CTA, I can see, okay, what YouTubes or blog posts have this particular CTA, which is a call to action, meaning I'm promoting this particular product in that blog post. So I can easily sort by the different CTAs. So if I am, for instance, replacing that product or I want to promote something else on this particular blog post, I can go in and switch those out. If things change in my business, I can make sure that my content that's evergreen that lives out there is updated. And then social media schedulers. It doesn't really matter which social media scheduler you are choosing. My social media scheduler of choice right now is Planoly. I have used a lot of them. I've used a lot of them in my own business, and I've also used a lot in other people's businesses. So it's less about the tool itself and more about just making sure that you're using your time wisely and that you're getting the most out of your content. A social media scheduler will help you make the most out of the content that you are publishing by allowing you to set it and forget it. I use Tailwind for Pinterest, and I also use Planoly. So Planoly I use for Instagram and Pinterest, but I use Tailwind just for Pinterest pins. Planoly I use for Pinterest idea pins. So I've already uploaded this pin. This pin's already been published to Pinterest, which I can do through Planoly. Most of the social media channels I'm utilizing do have native scheduling apps, but they don't give you that nice layout. Because I've started batching my content for the month, it gets really hard to make sure that I have everything scheduled, and I like to be able to easily view and make sure everything's ready to go. So with Tailwind, you can simply hit that button on any, and then you can choose the board you want it to go to. And I actually have a number of group Pinterest boards that I'm a member of, so I have grouped those into colors. And when I do this, it brings up a group of boards. And then you can do an interval. So it's not all like going out on the same day to all those different boards. And you set interval and then schedule now. And it will be scheduled according to that interval into my queue for Pinterest. So that's an easy way to do that. We'll go ahead and say schedule now. And this works in conjunction with my project management tool. So anytime I have a group of boards that I've went ahead and scheduled to, I document it here. And the same with when I've already scheduled my Instagram post for that. Planoly has a few different ways that makes it easier for you to repurpose your social media. They have an option where you can just have your Instagram and Pinterest, which is how I have it set up right now. You can also do the multi-channel space. This allows you to schedule all on one screen a particular post. I personally like to work with them individually. I just find that easier because I group them in my workflow as like, here are all my Instagram posts for the month in Canva and download that. And then here are all my Pinterest posts for the month and download that. So for me, it's just a little bit easier to have them separated into Instagram and Pinterest as opposed to using their multi-channel feature. I'm not opposed to it. Probably would save time if I did it on the one screen. But again, I personally like to stick with the workflow of having it compartmentalized between Instagram and Pinterest. And then along with scheduling any kind of Instagram post, I do go ahead and have it auto post to Facebook. I personally don't spend a whole lot of time on Facebook, so this is an easy way to make sure that I have updated information on my Facebook page without having to spend very much time on that particular strategy. Of course, how you do this is all going to depend on your strategy and the time that you want to take for that channel and how tailored you're making your social media for that particular channel. Now, finally, one of the newest additions to our toolbox, which I've been really excited about, I do have a course all about using AI, particularly ChatGPT, called Unlock the Magic of ChatGPT. If you want to dive into how you can use these large language module AI programs to help you save time when creating your content and when repurposing your content, ChatGPT can help in a lot of different ways to help you speed up your content workflow. And I have a lot of videos on that, so you can check out those in my YouTube channel. But today I'm going to just show you really briefly how I use, once I have a video transcript, once I have that video recorded and edited, how I use that. So you can cut and paste the transcript in, because I downloaded that transcript from Descript. Of course, I'll do this and ask for a title and ask for a description. I ask for an Instagram caption. Hey, can you make an Instagram caption so I can promote this video on Instagram? I'll do the same thing for Pinterest. So that helps me utilize and promote my YouTube on the other social media channels that I use. I also will ask it to pull out or outline different information from the transcript itself. For the above transcript, please provide suggestions for a real slide graphic featuring 5 slides. Of course, you don't have to say please. I just always do because I'm polite. So it provides me even suggestions of what the visual should be, and I can easily cut and paste the text overlay into Canva if I want. And I will be going through and showing you a couple other ways to use ChatGPT in another video coming out later this month on how to use ChatGPT to repurpose your content. So I'm going to go a little deeper in that video, just keeping it short, but this is just one example of how you can use it. Join the Hustle Happier Hub of Operations to find more about the tools that I use to run my business, as well as a lot of other resources to help you make your hustle happier. You can find a link to that below.